Hello everybody and welcome back to Red Eagle Politics. Make sure you guys like this video down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. So it's day 2 of the debate fallout for Joe Biden after his blowout loss in the debate against Donald Trump, and Democrats are just playing defense. They are running around still. They are scrambling. They're running around like chickens with their heads cut off. They don't know what's going on. Strategists are calling for him to drop out, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. It doesn't. Many people have said, Biden, now he's going to be forced to step aside. I dismissed these rumors initially. I did for quite some time on this channel. A lot of people were saying Biden's going to be replaced no matter what. He's not going to be the nominee. I've said, it doesn't really seem like that's going to be the case, and it seems like they've just spent all this money already mounting a campaign in, 4 months? It's going to be less than 4 months, is near impossible to do, and these other people are actually polling worse than Biden. He'd probably have to step aside for Kamala. They don't believe Kamala is more electable than current Biden that they saw at the debate, and honestly, I tend to agree with that. But when you look at this, it's just like, no, they're sticking with him. But I thought after the debate, maybe they would shop around. Maybe they would. And as of right now, it seems like the big dogs, you have Bill Clinton, you have Barack Obama, you have a lot of other people, Biden's handler, also known as his wife, and they are going out there and they are saying exactly what a lot of people who don't want Biden to be replaced because they think that he's beatable are saying. They're saying, no, it's just one bad debate performance and it's June, we still have time. So they're sticking with him. They're going to probably ride him until the wheels fall off. Maybe they get a slightly better debate performance in September if they even do decide to debate again, which in my opinion would kind of be I guess you would say a gamble, but at the end of the day, the first debate was so bad, even if he just slightly improves, the media could find a way to go out there and spin this as like some sort of a positive for them, and it's just not really a good look for Biden overall. And the fact that they're on defense shows that. When you're on defense, you're losing, period. You are losing big time. No matter how you want to exactly chalk it up, and it's 100% true. There's no way at this point, based off of how they've been behaving, that they're going to replace Biden. There's just not. I mean, they see him talk off a teleprompter in front of 150 people in North Carolina, and he's like, I lost the debate, but I'm going to get back up, and they think this is the best thing they've ever seen. These people are delusional. They say MAGA's a cult, Trump's fan base is a cult. No, these people are in some delusional cult. They have to create these, I guess you would say, boogeymen. Like, Trump's going to institute this Heritage Foundation plan called Project 2025, therefore he must be defeated. They just will never take the L. They'll never admit that Biden's a failure, that Trump is a success. They're going to fearmonger about things that largely have nothing to do with Trump and try to say this is really Trump's agenda. They think he's both somebody who's dumb, and they said he was more senile than Biden. Now that's out the window. Now he's apparently the evil dictator. He's going to take everybody's rights. They can't even name them. That's really what's happening. But like I said, these are not competent people. They're changing the narrative. Biden goes to Waffle House. They think, he's so personable. It's like, first of all, people don't see this by and large. People see the debate, which probably was not as watched as the first debate in 2020, obviously, but still, it was watched by 50 million people on TV alone, and everybody's talking about it. It's probably getting a lot more media coverage, and there's a lot more time to clip Biden talking and put it in ads, which was just such a big L that they took from an optics perspective. And what's even more egregious for Biden is when you look at the top media markets for the debate, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota, and Georgia, all of their metro areas, they're on the list. I mean, you talk about, obviously, Florida, West Palm probably got the highest ratings, which probably means that the top rated markets were the most pro-Trump markets too. I don't know how that works, but Minneapolis Metro, that's brutal for Biden. Pittsburgh, that's even more brutal. Philadelphia, it's over. Milwaukee, Detroit, you're talking about big metro areas, New York even. So it's like these are the top rated media markets for Joe Biden. That is a big L that he took in and of itself. It is. And regardless of however you want to look at it, it's just a major problem. And now we find this out because you see that him in North Carolina, he's talking off a teleprompter in front of 150 people. And he's not really even then being that coherent. He's still slurring his words, but he had more energy in his voice, whatever. He seemed less lethargic for sure. You can't deny that. And then we get this report that from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., Biden is actually like engaged. And that's when a lot of his events on camera are. This is what Biden's staffers, people in the White House, are telling Axios. And they're saying, well, you know, outside of that time or when he's overseas, has a little jet lag, whatever, Biden is going to have all these miscues. He's going to become fatigued. And honestly, they might be right, but this kind of proves that you don't have a functioning president 75% of the time. How on earth is this guy fit to serve as president? He's not. If the Her report wasn't enough, if the debate wasn't enough, after this report isn't enough, what is enough for some of these people? Obviously, we know there's TDS. People will vote against Trump, but I mean, at this stage in the game, is it going to be enough? Because you have 45% of the public. It doesn't matter who you put up. They're going to vote against Trump. They'll vote against any other Republican you can name. They'll vote against Ron DeSantis, Nikki Haley as well. That's not the point. We're a polarized nation, but you talk about the winnable people. Biden is fumbling the bag. Nobody watched that debate. And after the debate, they're like, wow, I can't vote for Trump, because Trump at the debate, he was measured. He did what he needed to do. He came off more professional. He tied everything back to Biden's failures. That's the main takeaway. And all they can say is, Trump was lying, they say. And it's like, Biden lied more than Donald Trump at the debate. It wasn't even close. Whether the fact checkers over at CNN want to cover it objectively or not, we know they're not going to. Trump exaggerated about a few things. You know, we talk about the afterbirth abortion thing, but technically he's true that the governor of Virginia did say it, although technically that's not fully legal in most states or any state. But until the baby's crowning, you have avenues for elective abortion procedures that are legal. So yeah, there's slight exaggerations that Trump engaged in. We know that. But like, they fact check him when he says, oh, Biden's the one prosecuting me. They're like, no, he didn't. But in reality, he's right that Biden's, one of his top guys at the DOJ, was placed in that Manhattan's DA's office right before the case started. So it's absolutely true. Almost everything Trump said was nearly absolutely true. But you talk about all of Biden's arguments, the economy arguments against Trump, very misleading, largely to do with COVID. And when you talk about these, hoaxes, he's bringing up the suckers and losers hoax, the Austrian painter hoax, which is a new one. I don't know where the hell it came from. The fine people on both sides hoax, you name it. Watch the real video, the full clip, one of the best press conferences ever done, in my opinion, in presidential history, because he stood up for the American people. He gave it to the media, unlike any other. And he didn't say what they said he said, but we understand how these things go. Biden ran with lies. The entirety of what he said was lies, talking about the prices that he was capping drugs at and saying that he had the Border Patrol endorsement. He didn't do that, saying he beat Medicare. Technically, if Trump said that, they'd say he's senile, he needs to go, and they would also be covering it nonstop. They'd be saying that that's a fact check because he did not, quote unquote, beat Medicare or whatever. Like, what does that even mean? Nobody knows. And then Trump is like, you're beating it to death with all these people coming in. That was awesome. That was awesome. But Biden's the real liar. Trump is an exaggerator. He always exaggerates his whole career. He's extravagant. He's Donald Trump. Like, that's the guy's personality. Like, do you really expect that narrative to stick? And the fact that that's what they're resorting to just shows how badly they lost the narrative, how badly they lost the argument. You read this, you talk about the words people used to describe Trump during the debate. They said confident and strong were some of the top two. A lot of the words were positive. Some of them, they talk about liars there. Those are partisan Democrats. Arrogant, which again is kind of a knock on him, but even then, is it really that bad? He's cocky. He was, and could you really blame him? But you look at Biden, but like, that kind of shows he's with it. If you're confident and you're arrogant and you're strong and you're cocky, like, that's peak Donald Trump right there. And even professional, intelligent, competent, like, those are words circulating here. And then if you look in the outer circle, feeble, tired, weak, old, lost, senile, confused, there's not a single positive word for Joe Biden. So I think, yeah, Trump won the debate, and we know he won the debate, but it is very true that Biden did lose it more than Trump won it. But it's still, either way, it's how the needle moves. It's a net positive for Donald Trump big time. Then independent voters in the most recent poll from a Democrat internal, They're saying that Trump won 68-22, Donald Trump victory. Their last poll had Biden up by 1 nationally. Now Donald Trump is opening up a 3-point lead in the popular vote, a swing of 4 points since the debate to Donald Trump. That is big news for Donald Trump right there. 62% said he won the debate. Honestly, of course, you're going to have Democrats that'll say Biden won the debate no matter what. Those are not serious people. We know that. And you look at this right here. There's another poll out of Leaguer with the New York Post. Before the debate, you had Biden leading Donald Trump by 2. Now Donald Trump leads Biden by 8. And Trump won the debate by 32 points, according to this pollster. I assume the undecideds in that section either didn't like both or didn't watch the debate, period. But that is huge. Donald Trump opening an 8-point lead over Joe Biden. And we did have a morning consult poll that did show Biden somehow gained a point. I don't know. But like if you average that out with the poll showing Trump gaining 10, the poll showing Trump up by 2 in Survey USA, the poll showing Trump gaining 4, I mean, that is a big, big net gain for Trump, on average about a 3-point gain. And like I said, I do want people to wait until you get more polling that is comprehensive. Just like I said for the conviction, we'll see what happens. We want to make sure that we're getting like an accurate sample, not like a one-day rushed poll for sure. But you talk about the polls we saw before this, Trump up by 4 in a liberal pollster that I think had Biden up by like 8 in 2020. Quinnipiac, Trump up by 4. They had Biden up by double digits this time around. Biden was up by 9.6 on June 29, 2020. Now Trump is up by 1.8. And yes, things can change, but things are changing for Biden. And they're changing for the worst with 4 months to go. You talk about the momentum that can change. Trump's sentencing is coming up. And even if he does get sentenced to prison or whatever at this point, he's likely going to not be serving any time because he's going to appeal it, and he's just going to raise a hell of a lot more money. And then he's got the RNC right after. He's going to raise a hell of a lot more money there. He's going to get to speak directly to the American people, pre-prepared speech, teleprompter Trump. He's going to go out there. He's going to probably see another gain. And Biden will have the DNC, which again, he's going to hope that he's going to be speaking during the daytime if that report is true, and that would mean that not a lot of people would watch it if you're going to have a 3 p.m. speech Eastern time for Joe Biden at the DNC. Who knows how that's going to shake out, but still, you look at the DNC, that will be Biden's last chance, and maybe he will debate again in September. And even if it's like a draw, is that really going to move the needle? It might get some partisan Democrats on board or whatever, but that's not enough at this point. That's not enough for Biden. They're in a lose-lose situation. Donald Trump is the clear favorite to win this election. That's not to say he's guaranteed victory or that we have to take our foot off the gas, but you can't watch that debate or even just look at the fallout and say that this is a net positive for Biden. It's not. I mean, he needs a miracle to even have a 50-50 chance at winning this election. It is brutal, and we'll see what happens. We're going to be doing our prediction in 2 days, so you don't want to miss that. So make sure you guys like the video down below, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications so you never miss another video. Make sure you guys comment down below, follow me on social media. The links are all in the description down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Red Eagle, out.